up, I'm going to do the same. Hi everybody, my name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. Welcome to the Weekly Collective. It's great to see you. As always, this can be used for everybody. It's not just for any particular sign. If you showed up today, there's a message waiting for you. And we have a great topic as always, because you guys pick well. We're doing the Fool, and this is basically what the next step is. So for those of you that are feeling a little bit blocked, a little bit indecisive, a little bit uncertain, this is the reading for you because it should kind of help show the paths, show the opportunities, and allow you to engage with your free will. All right, we're going to begin with channeled messages here at the beginning because it is basically me connecting directly with spirit, and it comes through in dreams and meditation. And there were some really interesting things that I picked up on this morning. So without further delay, let's get started. All right, so there were three different areas that I was focusing on, and it really is kind of like your voice, your heart, and then also it's not just like what you're hearing, but it's also how you're perceiving that. So basically fourth chakra and above is what we were looking at. All right, so expressing your heart and expressing yourself in general. So I saw someone kind of crouched down and almost like the Four of Pentacles protecting this heart space. And it is kind of, when we do that, it is almost like a self-hug sometimes. So there could be a need to just sort of be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, allow for there to be a little bit more support, perhaps because other people in your life aren't showing you the love or the support that you need. We all go through that from time to time. So do what you need to feel that support and love. I think it's important to pay attention to posture, particularly when it comes to communication. So pushing out the heart a little bit, pulling the shoulders back, letting people hear and see you so that your voice, your communication, your energy can really make the impact that it needs to. Fears and attachments around the heart are things that you want to focus on over the course of the next 7 days. Talk to someone if you need to. That can help as well. All right, the next thing was kind of interesting. I couldn't tell if someone had, ear pods in or if there was just something that they were mouthing the words to because they were resonating with it, but it wasn't their voice. It was like lip syncing. And whenever I see lip syncing in a vision or a dream, to me, that's also saying, okay, that's great. That's inspiration. That might be something that you're tuning into, but we also want to hear your voice. So this is about using the throat chakra, opening that up a little bit, and knowing that your originality, your singular point of view is important. And for anybody that sings in a choir, you know that every single voice helps make up that sort of collective, beautiful sound that we love. So just know that you're part of that choir and that your voice matters. And that was one thing that came through as well. And that's why I featured the King of Swords. And then the last and most important thing, and it wasn't so much something shown or said, it was something that I felt as I was going through these visions, was there was almost, and I think this had a lot to do with the kind of protection of the heart. There may have been rejection or opinions or just maybe even things that were said that were not kind or correct in the past. And you now have a chance to basically release that judgment that was kind of projected or placed upon you. And you need to change your judgment too and see, yourself in the highest possible light and say, you know what, I've got this, I can do this, this is going to happen. And your belief, your comfort is really what releases all of those old patterns and allows you to have a breakthrough, which is why we're here each and every week. All right, everyone, good to see you. And let me zoom in on the table here and let's take a look at the next 7 days. I decided to kind of pick a Halloween-oriented deck here. I think we're going to do, is this Everyday? Not Everyday Witch. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, because I have Modern Witch and Everyday Witch. But this one is a cool one for the holidays because we have some cats and things on here. All right, so let's give this a shuffle. We're going to look at the next 7 days from today, Sunday, to next Sunday. Okay, Yeah, I haven't used this deck in a long time, but it seemed appropriate for this week. Okay, let me just get the day markers ready. We're going to start off with this day, Sunday. We have the Two of Swords, and for many of you, you may be finally sort of trying to make your mind up over something and just thinking, I wish I had, a magic map that could just show me exactly how to do it. And the truth is, when we grow up, when you're an adult, sometimes you just have to trust your heart. And that's why the heart came through so loud and clear in my dreams, and your intuition. And look at her, she actually hit the target. So even if you don't have everything spelled out, you've got this. That's what this particular unique Two of Swords is saying. You have to trust your instinct. If we go back to the original Star Wars, I guess it's episode 4, but the original one that was released in the 70s, there's some training that Obi-Wan Kenobi does with Luke Skywalker where he makes him put basically blinders on, and he's trying to shoot this little droid. And it is basically about trusting your instincts. So if I could give you one piece of advice today, it's trust your instincts. And sometimes you have to move forward with what you've got, okay? One thing that we can do with the Two of Swords is ask questions. So if you don't know something, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about saying, I need some time. I need some information. Do you have some insight? So you can always be inquisitive when the Two of Swords moments kind of come into your life. Sometimes you can ask for extra time so you can do the research, but if you can't, you do the best that you can in the moment, and you can always try a different path down the line if you need to. I think that's all we need to say about today. All right, Monday's pretty good. We have the Lovers coming through, and this is an opportunity to team up with somebody if you want to for work. It's a great day for partnership and friendship, and of course for love. So for those of you that are looking to focus a little bit more on relationships, this is the day. But, oops, sorry about that. But for everybody, the cool thing with the Lovers card is it's magnetic. And basically that means that if there's something that you need to say, if there's something that you need to present, if there's a difficult conversation that needs to be had, you're put in the best possible light when this particular energy comes forth. So Monday so far is the best day because you have a lot of persuasive energy, okay? Let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about with this. I think that the other thing that I'm looking at with this is the fire. So there could be someone in your life that really is a champion of you or an idea that you have, and their enthusiasm kind of stokes that energy within you. So I think that if you are feeling stuck or you need some help, this is a really great day to reach out, okay? And for those in existing relationships, carve out some time with your loved one. It'll be well spent. Okay, by the way, that's what this could be about too. The Two of Swords sometimes is this feeling of I'm not being heard, I'm not being seen. So in a relationship, you can take care of that and address it even a little bit better tomorrow on Monday. Let's move to Tuesday. We have the Knight of Swords. The pace is picking up. Things are starting to go in the right direction. You can actually get quite a lot done. This is a very productive card. It's great for any messaging that you need to send out for those that are in business or just want to make an announcement of some sort. News spreads quickly with this particular energy here with the Knight of Swords. And I also like how kind of confident this knight is too. He's like, I really want to do this. And it's like a salesperson too. When you kind of need to be talked into it, they're like, come on, what are you waiting for? This is great. I know you're ready. Let's get going. So your persuasive energy is also on point as we look at Tuesday as well. Great day to have an important conversation. It'll go both ways. You can really kind of get things started or get things moving when it comes to communication. Some of you may decide to travel. We have 2 days of travel, and we have the special topic card coming through at the midpoint of the week. So today may be the day where you're just sort of like planning, questioning, researching. You might partner up on Monday, and then we see a lot of movement happening here. And by Wednesday, it feels like you're ready to take the next step. This is a fresh start. You can see also that it is travel oriented because we have the trip here. There's this sense of euphoria in this particular Fool. It's kind of like she just got through the judgment and world phase, and she's like, thank God, finally I can do something different. I am ready. For anybody who has left a contentious job or an apartment that you didn't like, or you've just kind of, you're sick and tired of something, When you're really over it, there's nothing better than to say, I am done, and locking that key behind you and moving on and saying, I never need to go back. So for some of you, I feel like it's that kind of euphoria, a very clear energy around a door that has been closed, and it allows a new door to open up, okay? So it's great. Try to release expectations, baggage, fears, anxieties, because if you can just let it go and hold some space, then internally you're going to feel the movement happen. And even if you're not physically or environmentally seeing it, there's something emotionally that I'm picking up on with this Fool card that's pretty darn exciting. So I feel like there's a turning point, a paradigm shift that happens in the midweek. All right, this is the challenge here. Everything else this week is pretty awesome. We have one challenging day, and it is Thursday. We have the Devil card in reverse. If we're gonna get the Devil, better that it's reversed. Here's the thing. We can see something that looks too good to be true here. It's like, don't take that money, don't take the candy, don't trust this person. The cats are trying to get these people's attention, saying, come on, don't do it. So I feel like most of you can see the speed bump or the temptation a mile away. It's just more a matter of trusting and acting on the intuition and thinking to yourself, all right, been there, done that. We're not gonna go there again. So pay attention to that. Don't repeat old cycles. And if something is either not good enough for you, let's say like there's a contractual thing that's put in front of you and someone's asking for something that's unrealistic, unfair, unjust, etc., just say no. Push back and say, this is what's required for me to move forward. And if your instincts tell you that something's too good to be true, vet it out. Get someone else to look at this and figure out what it is. You don't have to commit to things that you don't want to on Thursday. Push back, delay, get additional eyes and insight on things. And just like Apollo, dig to the bottom of things. All right, let's take a look at what's coming through on Friday. So on Friday, we have the Eight of Wands. This card came through in the reverse state. It is saying slow down a little bit. This is a very productive card, a very auspicious card. In the reverse state, we can kind of see her trying to make sense out of all of this. It's almost like a conductor. So you may need to stand back a little bit. You may need to get people's attention, focus them a little bit more. You may need to focus. And there may just be so much movement going on that you're thinking, what are we moving for? Like, what's all this about? So slowing down, getting clarity, and realizing that you're still making really good progress, because invariably the Eight of Wands is a great card in that respect. All right, let's move on to next weekend. We're going to go to Saturday. There were two cards that came through, and I wanted to honor that. We have High Priestess and Knight of Wands, both reversed. Let's look at them upright, talk about how we can keep them in the upright position. The High Priestess, she receives signs, symbols, and intuition. It's really just a matter of listening to yourself. So when it comes to any sort of guidance that you're feeling internally, let that compass point you in the right direction. Even if it's inconvenient to pump the brakes or to raise your hand or whatever it is that you need to do, it's the right time to do so. This can also be someone in your life that is manipulating the situation or the narrative. Thankfully, the High Priestess energy is still in your cards here, so you're going to see through that or sense it. It may be that Devil energy that you push back, trying to come back one more time in a different guise. Again, you're going to be able to see through it, okay? Don't fall under the spell here, the hypnosis. You can see through that. You know the way to do it. Follow your intuition. Beneath this, we have a Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands in the upright position is actually auspicious. It's all about, new ideas. It's about also being able to move something into the physical realm from here into kind of like manifestation. When it's reversed, sometimes it's narrowly focused to the point that you're missing something. So for instance, you think to yourself, this is the only time, way, shape, or form that something's going to happen. And because you're so rigid on the deadline, the timeline, or the shape or form, there's a lot of other things that are maybe as good, if not better, but they don't meet the cookie cutter, the mold that you're expecting. Therefore, you miss it. So keep an open mind, keep an open ear to what's being said, and slow down a little bit, look around. I think this is really just about reviewing the surroundings, and this is going to help save you some time in the long run. Okay, so it is listening to yourself and then just listening in general, because otherwise, if these were upright, you would be able to be in the creative flow and also take things to the next level when it came to ideas. So I think you can do that as long as you don't let doubt impede these things. And as we take a look at a week from today, next Sunday, we have Six of Swords energy, which is quite positive overall. So next Sunday, we have Six of Swords. It is reversed. It could be one step forward. What is it? Yeah. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So you're still making progress, but not as much as you think, or maybe not as much as you want. So there are a few things that you can do to speed up or to keep the Six of Swords on track. One is simply having a plan and mapping things out, because flying by the seat of your pants works sometimes, but especially when it comes to, like, for instance, what I do here, I try to have a plan going into it so that it's not all random. That's why I like structure. I do some readings that are just whatever wants to come through, but I still usually have certain things that I'm gonna structure it around so it's not just rambling. So same thing here, have some plans, have some ideas, at least have a starting and ending point perhaps, and that's going to help you out. There may also be simply some resistance to change. So the question here is there something that you're still holding on to from the past, a person or something left unsaid or something left undone? Let's wrap that up during the week so that by the time the Six of Swords energy comes through, you can embrace, again, whatever the universe is offering you. Okay? We'll look quickly at highlights and lowlights, and then we'll move on to the elemental portion. I think that the challenges today would be one because of indecision or a lack of clarity. Thursday, because there could be something that needs to be just kind of ironed out or dealt with here contractually, or someone acting in a way that they shouldn't. Those are the biggest challenges. The other ones are actually pretty muted or manageable. The highlights, without a doubt, the first part of the week looks really good. You can't go wrong on Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday kind of just carry on with that momentum. So it's a pretty good week ahead, folks. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it shapes up for everybody. All right, so the next portion that we're going to be looking at is an elemental breakdown. This is the only part that gets kind of specific for everybody. We'll be looking at the signs in groups of 4, and otherwise everything here is for the collective. All right, let me pull a different deck for this. Okay, I'll do this one. All right, so let's give it a shuffle and look at fire, earth, air, and water. Okay, let's get going, and then I see some questions about schedules, which I'll address after we get through this. So we're going to start off first with fire. We have the Seven of Wands here. This is a really interesting Seven of Wands. So if we were to look at this card in the upright position, we have someone protecting what matters. And this is typically a card of defense or protection. The normal illustration would be someone kind of holding a wand diagonally, pushing back on a lot of people, a lot of energy. In this one, we can see someone protecting this passion or flame or idea from the rain, from the water above here. So this is a week where you may have to take something that you're working on or something that you want to push into the world, and the water could be other people's emotions or opinions, again, that I kind of picked up on dreams. Like that was the judgment slide that I had, where it's their emotions, it's their drama, and you're going to protect something that you're trying to nurture from that, and you're protecting yourself from that on some levels as well. With Seven of Wands, there's always an opportunity to work smarter. So for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, first things first, trust in yourself, trust in your idea, tune out some of that energy that might be contrary. And then again, for the fire signs, protect the fire. It's interesting that we can see the fire here. And really kind of put your energy into stuff that makes sense and that returns your energy. So if there's too many extracurricular things that are going on, too many social things on your calendar, say no, prune a little bit, work smarter, delegate, say no. All of these things are going to help you. You'll have more energy. You subtract one from the Seven of Wands and it's success. It's the Six of Wands. So do less, but do it better, and conserve your energy and focus. Those things are going to help you out this week. And that's for all of my fire signs. Let's go from fire to earth. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have the Page of Swords in reverse, revising a contract. So for many of you that I was, kind of highlighting the Devil card, this is about going in there and saying, this isn't good enough or this isn't right. Editing, redlining, questioning. And it can also simply be very short or blunt if you have to be short or blunt with someone and say, no, that's not what we're talking about. Or wait a second, let me finish. Especially if someone continues to interrupt or talk over you, it's really frustrating, right? So say, let me talk, then I'll let you talk. We'll hold space, but this is a two-way street. So this is the one where you have to really use your voice. This was what I was picking up on, again, in channeled messages. For those of you that are creative or getting a lot of work done this week, this is auspicious. This is basically just kind of showing you making a lot of progress. It's a card that allows also for editing. So realize that things don't have to be perfect. It's more about recording it, getting a draft done, and then maybe going back and polishing that draft later. So release the need to be perfect. Simply get through the immediate task at hand, and there'll be plenty of time to polish everything up later. Okay? Speak up. Speak up, question, revise. That's really what's coming through for all of my earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, I hope that helped you. Let's now move on to all of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Just one moment here while I quiet those notifications. Okay, so there we go. That's better. Okay, so for all of you, it's a great week ahead. We have the High Priestess energy. I love this one too because it's showing that something that wasn't clear before is clear now. And part of this is simply saying, I'm going to look at this from a different angle, or imagining that, this is possible. So I think there, for some of you, is just this initial thing that you are manifesting, which is, I don't know if I can do it, or some sort of fear or anxiety, which we need to erase from the picture. We also got the High Priestess coming in for Saturday. And it was the one that had the 2. So I would say my air signs, you also have that second card here, the Knight of Wands. Luckily, your High Priestess is upright. So this is basically saying you're receiving good information from source. Your creativity is spot on. And this is also a leadership card. So this is a time to just lead with that gut instinct and be creative and be intuitive and move forward unafraid, okay? And if something isn't there, maybe you're the one that's going to create it, light the way, show others that it is possible, all right? A good week. You can't ask for a better card than High Priestess. Your thoughts are manifesting, so really be careful about how you are kind of like the words and ways that you are thinking about your thoughts. So think in the affirmative. You can be inquisitive, but try not to be negative. That way you are attracting possibilities, not the opposite. Okay? Now let's move on to water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've got a great card for you. King of Pentacles. I love that this is a rose. Many of you have been dealing with the thorns maybe for the past couple of weeks. Now we've got the fruit of the labor. Basically, someone coming through and saying, I'm glad that you pushed through this. There may still be a couple of thorns that you have to deal with, but it's definitely worth this time and energy, blood, sweat, and tears. And this is also, if we just take the symbology out of this and think of the traditional King of Pentacles, this is a time to focus on your finances, personal development. Specifically, this is connected to the home as well. So if there's any home improvements that you need to do, or if there's anything that you need to do to feel more comfortable in your home, it's a great time for that. When it comes to negotiation or sales, this is very, very auspicious. So I would say second only to the High Priestess, this is one of the best cards this week. So I'm feeling pretty good about all the water signs and your ability to get on top of things related to money or personal development. Okay? Pretty good stuff, folks. I hope that helped you out. And one thing here, that I wanted to look at. There were some people asking about my schedule. So typically you have daily card readings, and I do release my videos 1 month in advance. So all of this month's, all of October's videos are up, and we're almost a little over halfway through November's, and they'll all be done this week. I'm doing a lot of videos this week because I had a couple of days last week where I had to focus on family stuff. So thank you for understanding. Sometimes life gets in the way. All right, we are now going to get into the special topic for today. So today's special topic is, as I said, the Fool. What's the next move? What's the thing that we want to focus on? So let me go ahead and get all of the cards cleared here, and then we'll get into that special topic. If you're enjoying today's reading, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It is free, and it will allow you to basically make sure that you don't miss out on any future videos. You can also like it. You can only do it once per video, but it does help, and it helps me know that this is something that matters. All right, let me turn the camera down, and we'll start shuffling the cards. All right. And yeah, the schedule actually can be found on my community page. So whenever there is a change like there was this week, I'll post it there. But basically I'm doing, interesting. I'm doing videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think it's every day except Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. And then also, wow, they're popping out of the deck right now. And then also next Sunday. Okay, let me focus now. Oh, we're doing a Halloween collective, obviously, on the 31st, so I hope you guys can join me on that. These first two literally popped out of the deck as I was busy talking. So anyway, let's focus for a moment. The question today is, what's the next move? So for all of you that are in that Two of Swords indecisive energy, this is your reading. All the decks are on my website. Dakota can list them and put a link to those there. Tarot of Mystical Moments, I think. I swear I keep shuffling it. There's a lot of reversals today, and it is what it is. One of the things is I do read reversals. I like to read reversals. I get a lot of comments about like, why are they reversed? Well, it's kind of like asking why are there a certain amount of letters in the alphabet? I choose to read with all of the letters in the alphabet. I don't cut it in the middle. So for me, when there's a reversal, it changes the meaning of the card, and you needed to hear the different meaning of the card. So before I get any comments about it, I'm answering it right now. You're welcome to just listen to don't worry so much about the placement. Focus on the interpretation, folks. That would be my message to you. Let me focus on if it's upright or reversed. Okay, let's get started, folks. We're going to begin first with the catalyst. The catalyst is a way for you basically to create some movement, to stay on track. We have Metalberg here, which is basically treating yourself like royalty. I love the peacock energy in there, which is basically not holding back, not feeling like you have to be less than. In fact, really feeling that moment, in that moment, that you are beautiful, that you are deserving. The metal piece is really interesting because you can actually shape metal. So when I'm looking at elements and looking at kind of materials, metal is great because you can shape it and then it's really, really strong. So see yourself as both. It's kind of cool because it's almost like it's embodying two things, flexibility and durability, right? And that's kind of what we want to have as human beings, is the ability to shape, mold, and change, but then be able to hold that for a while. And I think that's the opportunity this week. She's looking into a mirror. If you can see it, you can do it. The bird is the energy of basically being able to let things take flight. And you've got to really connect with the Empress energy here, royalty. So taking charge, feeling in your moment that you are beautiful, that you are prepared, and then embodying what would sometimes seem contradictory, but it's not. Being flexible enough to make a necessary change and then holding that new pattern. And that's kind of what I'm getting from that catalyst. Really unique energies because we have a couple of different sort of things coming through with metal. Okay, Three of Swords at the center, the rose again. So the Three of Swords, I actually want to get it in the reverse state. It's about healing and letting go of something. I mentioned earlier that I was sensing a little bit of something around the heart. And that's why it felt like you were doing this in dreams. Or the figure that came through was doing that, almost like a little bit of a hug that you do. So this is a chance to heal, folks. The first thing that you need to do before you can figure out what the next step is to focus on releasing pain, fear, anxiety, disappointment, all the things the Three of Swords can represent. It's usually more on the emotional side than the physical side with Three of Swords. Ten of Swords is more physical. Three of Swords is a little bit more emotional. So it feels to me like there's maybe something that is upsetting, disappointing, or irking you on some level, and it's okay. Today's the day to deal with it. And when you do that, especially like we saw with that beautiful King of Pentacles, you can get through the thorns, then you get to see the rose. So it's all going to be okay in the long run, but it's a little difficult as you go through that. Let's see what's crossing it to give you a little insight on how to manage it. We have the Page of Cups. You don't have to do this alone. This can be a friend. This can be someone around you that is holding some space. And this is also just you honoring emotions for what they are. They're there to help us see things. They're there to lend some color and some contrast. So I talk about context, but contrast is important too. So sometimes we have a really good day, sometimes we have a really bad day. The bad day helps us appreciate with much more sort of vigor those great days that are ahead, or those good days that are ahead. So know that you're just filling in the picture. So some of it might be a little bit more shadowy, but there's light that's going to come through too. What are you doing to create some joy and happiness in your life? Are you allowing yourself to hang out with some people that you enjoy, or do something that brings, again, that sort of sense of satisfaction? Do something that lights up your heart chakra. These two center cards are really about that. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to be upset. It's great to be able to share these things with people that can support you. Do that in this moment in time. Maybe you're also looking for some of you, this could be loving again, or focusing a little bit more on love or things that you love. It's okay. Sometimes we have to go through something we really don't like in order to help us see, yeah, it's time to have some fun in this next chapter. In the deep past, karmically speaking, this is the thing that wants to come through. So we have a reversed Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands often is, I see it as setting the stage. So sometimes you have to get everything ready. It's like a dinner party. I've talked about this before. You'd have to set the table and cook the meal, and you do it in advance of the people coming. You know they're coming. So you're going to make it a positive energy. Setting the stage in your life for Four of Wands would be doing the personal work that I just talked about, healing yourself, allowing and creating some things in your life that just bring joy, and not putting all of that on another person. Like it doesn't have to all be about your friend or your partner or your parent or whatever. It's like, I need to be able to be self-sufficient, find some things that I like, and get my life solid so that someone else can look at that table that I've set and say, I want to join. And that's really what you're focusing on, is finishing up setting the table here with the Four of Wands. And there is the promise that there is partnership and opportunity knocking, because this can be both. Some of you are missing the friends maybe that you had when you were younger. You know, the older that you get, you'll learn this, that, you know, it's sometimes harder to make friends because, or for those of you maybe that are working for yourself versus working in an office, or maybe have taken some time off from a traditional office job so you can focus on raising a family or something of that nature. When you aren't in the same circles, the Four of Wands network kind of shrinks. And so this is a chance to find other ways to connect with like-minded individuals. And that's where hobbies, any sort of activities, like community-based things, volunteer work. There's a lot of different ways to find people that are doing the same work or have the same values. And it feels like some of you might want to do that because that's going to help you make a nice firm foundation in your life. Let me take a quick drink and then we're going to talk about one of my favorite Queen cards, the Queen of Wands. Okay, so Queen of Wands, she can do almost anything she sets her mind to, which I love. This is actually okay to have her reversed because she's super bossy, and there may be a moment in your life where you really need to hold your ground. And sometimes it takes a repetition. You have to say things 2 or 3 times for it to kind of set in. Sometimes this can be goodbye or no, or it can also be just basically presenting a new path in front of you. Like, this is what I want. Yes, this is what I want. I'm very sure of that. Sometimes when we make those changes, people just want to ensure that you've done the thinking. So once you've done that, what's cool about this is you can see all of these sort of moths or butterflies, or they look more like moths to me, kind of gathering around this lamp, which is the sunflower here. So attractive energy as well, but you have to see and believe in your power. She's powerful because she believes in herself, she has confidence, and because she's not worrying or not thinking it can't be done, she's thinking, how can it be done? That's why I like her as a Queen card. There is no I can't or it won't. It's how can I and how will I? And that's really what you want to think about this week. How can I and how will I do this? What else is possible? Why can't it be done? She's going to ask all of the inconvenient questions, and she's going to get people thinking. And in the moment, they may think she's bossy or contrary, but she may also spark innovation. Okay? And you can do that this week by asking the tough questions. Are you working? Are you strategically working or just working? Like, are you spinning your wheels, or are the wheels like attached to a car and driving you in a direction? That's what this Five of Wands is about. It's reversed, but it's strategy. So we have here a person that is thinking through 2 or 3 steps down the line. The Five of Wands, and also sometimes we can be those pawns or those pieces on the puzzle. So this is about looking at the big picture and thinking, why am I doing what I'm doing? Is it making a difference? Is there a better way to do this? There's usually duplication of efforts with Five of Wands. There's often competition. There's rarely a very sort of collaborative, cooperative, and effective energy with it. So what you want to do is rise above and bring it into the Six of Wands, success. And usually that is, she can also be the leader that's stepping in and cleaning things up a little bit and saying, it would make more sense to have you here for me to do this. So it's the leadership energy coming through. So one thing that's coming through from Spirit for all of you that are saying, what's the next move? It's to strategize, to lead, and we got in channel messages to speak up. So that may be a challenge, but it is an opportunity for some of you. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at the next piece here. All right, so as we're looking at the Three of Cups here, it is in reverse. This could actually be about detangling, disconnecting from things that just, sometimes we're friends with people or we're involved with things and then we grow out of that, or they change and it's like, why am I still attached to this? So in the upright position, we have people that seem very compatible. But all of these hula hoops or loops are connecting them in ways that make it difficult to get untangled. So some of you are looking at the connections around you and you think, I don't know if I align with that anymore. I don't know if I agree with what you said. I'm feeling a little bit of tension here. I feel like I need to pull back. I need to get out of this because it can be a click when it's reversed. So you may be pulling out of the click. And I think that's a really smart thing to do in this period of time. The Three of Cups in reverse is also clarity. So some of you have decided, I've seen, it's like going to a buffet or something, and you've seen everything and you're like, that's what I want. And I know I want it because I looked at everything. So whether it's dating, whether it's applying for jobs, whether it's just you've been through a lot and you know what you really, really want, the sampling phase is over when the Three of Cups is reversed. You're ready to basically commit to the entree. All right. So here we go. In the card that's representing you, we actually see an opportunity to make smart choices with respect to your priorities here. The Two of Pentacles is basically an understanding that you don't have to be everything to everybody. And it's important this week to focus on one thing where you can really make the biggest impact, the biggest difference. And so you could be torn between two things that are appealing, but there's got to be one thing where you just feel like this is really where I can put my time and energy behind it. So it's making your mind up this week and really putting energy into a focused effort. And I think that that's going to help you. So rather than saying yes to two or three things, say yes to one, and then schedule the other stuff down the line. I really think your focus is where your success is going to come from. This is work-life balance, and this is also just general balance in your life. So if there's something that puts you in the teetering position where you feel like the more I work here, or the more I hang out with this person, or the more I engage with that, the less myself I feel, or the more I'm kind of like exhausted, this is a chance to honor that clarity and say, then I have to stop. It's not good. So you're finding balance in your life where it didn't exist before, and that involves saying no. It is not always easy, but it is definitely necessary. Okay. This card is interesting here in the environment. We see that for some of you, success is en route, but perhaps recognition could be delayed. So sometimes you're doing exactly what you need to do, but it may take a little bit longer for something to catch on with the masses. That doesn't mean you stop doing what you're doing. It just means that maybe you're going to focus on having also a plan B or plan C. And then when this is ready, or when people resonate, you're like, yep, got it. Here we go. And you're good to go. This is a great card to acknowledge the importance of the details. So pay attention to the details. For those of you that want to get training, schooling, education, this card is also acknowledging that that's good. It's just saying that that activity, that training or that learning in and of itself is not everything. The application of it is what matters. So focus on putting it to practice. And then also, if we're looking at, it's not always about where you go when we're looking at like schools, for instance. For some of you, you may be younger, or you may be returning to school and you're looking at, and this is true of companies too. It's not so much the name, it's like the skills you get and what you can do with the skills. So in all of your opportunities, look at it more strategically and say, is this going to help me in the long run, irrespective of reputation? Reputation doesn't matter right now. That's basically what this card is saying. It's all about the process, the product, the knowledge and the application of it. And then something that is good invariably will be seen as, good or great in the future. We have the Devil here in hopes, fears, and opportunities, aligned with the energy of Thursday. And I like that both decks chose to not vilify the Devil card, but almost make it appealing. So we see someone here, you probably get an idea, I shouldn't mess with them, but it's good Devil cards typically are not scary. It's just sort of like, I need to look through this a bit. This Devil is about entanglement. We can see her as like a black widow, right? And then I think even the mushroom that she's on is probably poisonous. So getting caught up in someone else's web is where your tripping point is this week. And that was this. So this Three of Cups could be someone trying to get you to agree to, again, a gossip. Oh, did you hear this? Isn't that crazy? Don't you agree this person, blah, blah, blah. So what you can say with this is, I don't want to take part in this, and I don't know what you're talking about, or this is inappropriate and it makes me uncomfortable, and just pull back from it. Get out of that, because the Three of Cups that I saw here probably is going to get back to whoever it is that they're talking about, and you don't want to be a part of that. And the other thing with this is, thankfully both Devils were reversed, so you should be able to get the uh-oh feeling when you're just about to take a step towards that web here. and you're just going to pull back and think, nope. So for each of you, it's going to be a little bit different because everybody's devil energy is going to be unique to them, but it's either too good to be true or not good enough or outright wrong, and you're thinking, I don't like it. So good for you. Trust that and go with that energy. It's going to save you a lot in the long run. Let me take another quick drink, and then we're going to talk about your outcome. All right, we have the Emperor card in the outcome, which is really auspicious. If I can get it to come off the table here. So the Emperor is basically about taking ownership, control, being accountable, and basically moving things forward. So the big step this week is going to be around speaking up and saying, I want to do this. I stand behind this. Or I want to change this, especially since it's on the heels of the devil. There could also be authority challenges this week where someone comes in and they want to try to step in, and you're going to say, nope, that's my thing, or no, this is what we talked about. So you're going to find your Emperor energy in the face of the devil, and show your strength, show your inquisitive, imaginative, inspirational sort of leadership qualities that the Queen of Wands is bringing forth. Shine a light in the darkness, and in doing so, you're going to be able to clear it all out. So we'll talk real quickly about some steps you can take this week, and then we'll go into the expanded forecast. I think first and foremost, because you asked what's the next step, you got like 5 steps here. Healing is the first step, and allowing yourself to have fun. They're kind of connected. I think asking questions and working smarter. There's a lot of things here with alignment of people in your life, which teammates, which friends, which sort of like cohorts you want to be with. Really be discerning and mindful of that, because the company you keep really also is a reflection on you. And then just finding or creating a better balance that maybe didn't exist before. This we've talked into the ground, so I don't really need to highlight that anymore, but I think these things are going to help you out. All right, now we're going to expand this to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. And we're going to begin with health and well-being. This is an energetic forecast. If anything's going on with your body, obviously work with your doctor, but we're going to focus first on the energy of health. And we have the dolphin, and that is really connected to the Page of Cups. It's intelligent, it's fun, it's playful, and you never question whether a dolphin is smart. But you also don't expect it not to have fun. Play is important. It's part of intelligence. That's why it's always sad if you don't allow like a dog or a kid to play, because that is how they exercise their brains. That's how they learn. It shouldn't all be structured. It should sometimes just be fun. You may need less structure right now. You may need more fun. So do something this week that is dolphin-like. And by that, I mean just fun and playful and gets you thinking about other things. And that's actually going to inspire you and inform better thinking throughout the week. So it could be listening to, a new album that you want to stream. It could be going to a movie, hanging out with friends. It doesn't matter. Whatever creates joy and happiness, it's for your health this week. So do it for your health. Okay. Just looking at the cards specifically and gleaning some health messages, moderation. 3 of Cups in the reverse state is sometimes going overboard. Maybe not as exaggerated as the 9 of Cups, but still it can be going a little bit overboard. A lot of times it's with consumption, so how much food or drink or any substance that you might be consuming, or how much you're working, because all of these things consume your time or energy. Healing yourself, obviously, and that is, easier said than done. Like I said, sometimes you can channel it in a creative endeavor. Sometimes you need to talk to someone, but emotions and moderation are the 2 things that jumped off the table. This literally jumped out of the deck, so that's why we have to focus on that. Avoiding temptation, and it may actually be in the form of old friends, because we have friends here from the past, maybe influences that don't make sense anymore. And it's time to create some stronger and more supportive bonds in your life with better friends, maybe, or better influences, because that's what I'm seeing here. Is you seem like you're on track, but there could be someone here trying to rope you back into something. General balance issues. So, obviously this is something you would speak to a health professional about, but if you are experiencing balance, look into that. This can also just be work-life balance, which then could lead to emotional distress. So just carving out a little bit of extra time for you this month is going to be key, in this week rather. And I think that's pretty much it when I'm looking at these cards here. So that's it for health. And now let's move on to the messages of wealth. So we have the sacral chakra coming through. I just talked to Libra about this, so this is pretty timely. It's time to find a way to express your hopes, your fears, and your desires if there's something that you want, particularly in a job, in your career, or in your life purpose. If not now, then when? That's what I talked to Libra about. It's a chance to really express yourself. It almost reminds me of what I'm wearing here. It's time to shine brightly and just really kind of have some fun. And if people don't get it, or if they don't resonate with it, that's also just a nice clarification that this might not be the right thing that you're engaged with. You need to find someone who gets who you are. Sometimes we're being clamped down in certain places and we're not allowed to express ourselves. And that's why I was seeing the lips moving, but I wasn't hearing sound. And with the sacral chakra, it's really important for you to feel empowered to speak and to act in the way that is authentic and necessary for your happiness and for your growth. So if you're not getting that where you're at, it's time to go. All right, let's specifically look at this in a few different realms here. So we're going to start off with those of you that are already working or working on something. Okay, I'm very happy that this is in hopes and fears. It's more malleable there and avoidable there. Because if we take the devil out of the mix, we have a little bit of healing here, we have a little bit of distraction here. But once you strategize, work a little smarter, find a little bit of balance, then we have you landing on your feet with the Emperor card. And I think that's key. Don't be afraid to speak up. Something may not be right, and you may be the voice or the light of reason here, and be that as it may. And if you're in a place where that's frowned upon, then again, you don't have to do something immediately, but it's a long-term sort of encouragement to find a different place. This is the trajectory for you. It should be this sense of empowerment, confidence, and being able to do the right thing. So seek out things that allow you to be in that energy of the Emperor. There's a lot of work to get done this week. You don't have to do it alone, but not everyone might be working. I should say it this way. Everyone may not be pulling their equal weight. So you may have to come in and readjust or reframe what's necessary. The other thing here with the sacral thing is, again, if you don't express your wish or desire, then it may not happen. So it's important to put it out there. If it's ignored or it isn't acted upon after you say that, then this is something to reflect upon and think to yourself, I deserve this. We have Queen energy here. We have King, we have Queen, we have King. So you're good. It's just a matter of there's something going on here where recognition is delayed. Now, in the case of your career, small delays are okay, but long-term or sort of systematic and historical delays could be something more to look at. Okay. If something isn't legal or isn't right, don't do it. Elevate that to the next level and stop it before you don't want to get kind of entrapped in that. All right. For those of you that are starting out, could be a student, or you're restarting, you're going back into a work or a career. Here's what I see. It can feel like you are on the outside looking in. How can I get in the mix here? I think the most important thing for you to do is to network a bit, but also sort of think about new ways to do things and possibly create something that didn't exist. For the air signs where I had the magnifying glass with the High Priestess, this is looking beyond the obvious. And a lot of times there may not be a path that's been done yet. So back when I was looking at colleges, I remember that some universities would allow you to do a double major or to kind of make up your own major with the approval of like a head of a department or a dean or something. So there may be something like that for those of you that are starting out. Companies, you may be kind of very, very new, like you know a lot of specialized skills or technology, and the position isn't quite on point for your skills, so you might have to invent something or take a different title, but say, hey, we have to acknowledge that I can do this, this, and this, and you can frame something that it's not already out there. The one thing that you want to avoid, and I really do think this is for those that are starting or rebooting, like after an absence, don't worry so much in the dread energy of the devil, like, I can't do this, it won't happen, I'm too experienced, or I'm too old, or I'm not experienced enough, or I'm too young, or whatever it is. Let's let that go, and let's get into the creative energy of the Queen and see what you can do with that, okay? For those that are retired, it feels like for you, there could just be a question of being stuck, because I'm looking at the webs here. And it is sort of like, what can I do next? And am I stuck kind of with the current patterns that I have? And the answer is you're not stuck, but there's a little bit of research or legwork or maybe even an opportunity that you can do first and foremost, but there might be something that you don't need to do anymore. And this could just represent the attachment to it. So once you let go of something and allow yourself to explore the options, that's going to help you see how to spend time and energy a little bit more. It feels like some of you might be in a healing mode. Maybe you lost someone, or you're having difficulty with just the transitional phase that things like retirement can bring about, because it's like, well, I used to do that and I kind of liked it, but I am ready to have more of my free time, and you're kind of in this limbo space. So have some fun with it and try some different things. Think out your next move here. And I think that for some of you, reading or talking to some other people, we don't do just sort of like life purpose and career counseling just at the beginning. You can do it at any phase of the journey. So some of you may just need to see like, well, where can I make a difference? What can I make an impact on now at this point? So feel free to ask on that, okay? All right, let's move on to love and relationships. We got nothing other than the Death card here, which is really amazing. So the Death card here is reversed. So for many of you, you are coming through the other side of this. So you might have lost someone. You might have gone through a major life change. So death, transformation. Like the reverse of this can also be birth or creation, death and rebirth. So some of you might have just had a baby. Some of you might have just started a new chapter in your life. You just walked away from something. It's a big shift. And it's going to, of course, invariably connect and affect your relationships. And maybe there's a really deep karmic past life connection that you're calling in. And it's right within reach, but you can kind of see that it's still a little foggy here. So there's a little bit of work for those that are calling in a partner, but for everyone else, let me kind of break this down. Okay, here we go. For those that are current, and I look at three different aspects here: in love, looking for love, happily single. All right, if you're already in a loving relationship, there are some challenges, folks, but you can work through it. Here are the challenges that I see. The first is basically cleaning up either your energy or your partner's energy here with respect to a disappointment or some sadness. There could legitimately be something that, whether it's a person or material object or something or money, there could have been a loss or disappointment, and that's definitely bubbling up at the center. And that takes its time. Like, each loss is unique and each grieving process is unique, but you're not alone. The Three of Cups here could be friends and family that can come in and help out with that. I see the positive here, which is love and passion and a strong sense of self. And I think this can bring you through these challenges here. The devil is in fear, not in the reality, not in the actuality of this. It's probably more in the deep past or karmic than actually something that's coming through. It's just a potential energy here: hopes, fears, and opportunities. You have the opportunity to avoid the devil. The devil only comes through when you keep a secret or you are not being transparent or honest with your partner. So obviously, if you do those things, the devil goes somewhere else. Three of Cups is a challenge. It can be friends that are getting in the way of the two of you. It can be a family member that's inserting themselves in the mix. It can be an ex that's coming through and testing boundaries. All you have to do is say no or push back or keep the conversation open between you and your partner, because the outcome is the Emperor. It's not this. So This is just, there's some speed bumps here to deal with. Also, you or your partner may just be overextended. So picking up the slack where you can, but also just encouraging one another to make better choices, say no, and find the balance. It's all manageable. It's all adult things. You just have to talk through it, work through it. There's nothing catastrophic here. The devil is in a malleable position, and it's avoidable, and it's reversed, which mutes the card, already. So I think the biggest thing is embracing change and embracing the fact that you and your partner are going to change over the years. You're not going to be the same person that you married, several years or decades ago. And so it's a matter of, do you like that metamorphosis? Do you like who you're looking at? Do you like your own change and all of that? So communicating as you go through changes in life. That's what adult relationships are about. All right, for those of you that are looking for love, can you find it? Yeah, it could even be a Capricorn. The devil can be a Capricorn. However, I think that the question from Spirit is, are you ready? Have you done all the work, or are they ready? This could be someone on the heels of a rebound. There could be still an attached person to that individual. They could be still getting out of a long-term relationship or divorce. There could have been a death, and this is literally we have a black widow here. So this could be a widow person or a widower. So they're still struggling with the loss of a mate. And it's basically saying, hey, they need a little time to heal, or you need a little time to heal. So just, take your time. 3 of Cups reverse could also just be an invitation to get back into 3 of Cups, which is just courtship. So don't rush the courtship. Sometimes after a long-term relationship, it's sort of like, I only like to be in long-term, so I want to find another person and be in a long-term. Be with yourself a bit, date that person a bit, try some time with them, without them, like really take your time. That's what I'm getting for those of you that are re-entering after the loss or the divorce of a partner. I think also there's just a lot of work going on. Your schedule seems a little bit tight, and so there's some choices that can be made to free you up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with being single, by the way, and we're going to be looking at that next because this is a really independent card. And I feel like if you're looking for love, we have like Queen of Wands and Emperor energy. It needs to be someone who's really strong that's coming in, and that's what I'm picking up on. It might start first as a friendship, or an old friend may be coming back and you're looking at how that's being reevaluated. For those of you that are single and happy, good for you. The Emperor card is also saying, you know what? I've had the attachments. I've been through that stuff. I've been through loss. I've seen all of this. I think I just want to enjoy the moment. Good for you. That card it definitely is summing up single and happy. I think you could make better choices in your time and your energy this week. 5 of Wands reverse and the 2 of Pentacles are finding better balance. So your big opportunity this week is to free up the resource of time and energy. It looks like you can get a lot of work done this week. You may be inspired to do some reading. You might want to listen to some podcasts. There's also mentorship energy with this, teaching and downloading information and sharing it with others. And that's what I'm picking up on for single and happy. Of course, the healing energy is true for everybody this week. Okay. Let's move on to your destiny card. What a cool energy to be coming through. So we have abundance as a state of mind. And not only that, but particularly, again, I think it was Air that got the High Priestess. Your thoughts manifest. And so when you think to yourself, I am a source of abundance, I am deserving of all the love, opportunity, and abundance that comes to me, then you are reinforcing the universe. You can say, I'm open to all of this or greater. You're basically really telling the universe that the sky is the limit, that you're ready to go full force and see what comes of that. I really think that a big part of this could just be opening the heart because it was closed down, and opening your mind to possibilities. We have colors associated here with the root. And I was, again, when I was reading for Libra, I got root and sacral chakra, and I'm wearing some colors with root, sacral, and the solar plexus today. So I think that it's important to focus on the lower energy points in the body. And so the sacral is, not the sacral, but the root chakra is going to be about security and trust and foundations that provide that sense of I'm okay. And that can be activities and people, and also just being in a space environmentally that really makes you feel secure. All of those things can help you out there. But change the way you're thinking. That's actually we're looking in destiny, and this is really where the question today, what's the next step, is leading. It's to change your mind. Heal your heart and change your mind, or open your mind. As with all of my special topics, I like to pull a big idea card, which is going to help us kind of focus a little bit more. So what's the one thing you can walk away from today's reading to do to really kind of embrace the next step? Let's see what Spirit has to say. You guys are making me laugh with the Capricorns. Capricorns are good. I have a Capricorn ascendant. They're great in business. You'd be lucky to have a Capricorn in your life. Let's not hate on them. All right, next step. Well, hello. These two cards go together. So here's the High Priestess. She's coming through. She's like the wizard behind the curtains. We can see the movement happening. We also see all of this beautiful red energy here connected to the root, basically saying, now is the time to lay new plans, to put down the seeds of opportunity and abundance. And if you believe it, if you can see it, then you can do it. Believing is seeing. So you have to sort of like just believe that it's possible, put it out in the universe, and then allow it to start to come to you. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead now and get ready for the next portion of this reading. So we're going to do a final card in just a couple moments. So if there's any question that I didn't answer yet, I don't take them live, but I do one collective final question. So you can think about something that you need guidance on, and I'll read the collective energy. So think about that, but we'll get into a meditation next. And one last time before we meditate, because we're going to go out into space a little bit, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and now let's get ready for the meditation. All right, so for today, as I'm looking at all the cards, let's look at it together. Let's see what we can focus on. Obviously, some healing energy. I think the heart is really what wants to be healed today. And I see a lot of green in the cards here as well. So let's kind of go into opening and healing the heart, because I feel like if we can do that, anything is possible. So this meditation is going to take about 2 minutes with the sound bath, and then we'll look at that final card. Stick around if you can, please, and it'll be worth the wait. All right, close your eyes, please. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale. On the exhale, let go of any fears, anxieties, anything that you've been holding on to, any physical sort of sensation of this is a lot, like let that go. And I'd like you to continue to take a few deep breaths at your own pace. And then let's start to paint a mental space of where we're going to be. So I think forest energy would be really great for today. So the first thing that comes to mind is soft moss. So this is going to be where you're laying down. So imagine that you found this beautiful area within the forest where it's almost like a blanket of velvet, this beautiful moss that you can sit down on, and it's soft to the touch, and you just kind of lay back. There's a little bit of grass behind your head, so everything is soft. It's like nature's bed here for you. And as you look up at the ancient trees above you, there's just green upon green upon green. It's almost like you're lost in the forests of Oregon or Canada, where it's like it's just as lush as you can imagine. So like the tree bark actually has moss on it. There's moss on the ground. The rich leaves are still green. We're not looking at any seasons. This is just like in the middle of summer. And so emerald energy as far as the mind can see and the third eye can see. Close your eyes now and connect with the luscious green imaginable. And imagine now that you can start to see that energy growing out of your heart space as well. So just like the trees, you're starting to connect with the energy of growth, of healing, and of abundance. And the heart chakra naturally is a green color, even though we often portray it differently in illustrations. So I'd like you to see that green energy coursing through each and every cell of your body, and imagine now that you have a green thumb. Anything that you want to touch in your life, you can see growth and movement in. It could be love, it could be health, it could be career. And maybe within this dream, imagine that you are reaching out and kind of like touching person, place, or thing and seeing positive reinforcement with whatever that is. Whatever it is you're trying to create, you see the green energy flowing from your heart into your hand, into your finger, towards that thing, that tangible thing that you're trying to sort of affect, and just focus on that as we meditate. And then we'll come back in just a moment and look at a final question. Keep breathing while I do that. Breathing is important. As you take a deep breath, you can smell the sweet forest air, smell of petrichor, of pine, of blossoms. You can see the sun coming through the tops of the trees, and a single ray of light connects to your heart as well. And just like the trees, everything comes to life, and you start to open your eyes gently. You're now back in your body, but you're connecting to that energy of abundance and outreach and expansion that we just had. And you're going to keep that with you in the week ahead. If you haven't already done so, open your eyes. I'd like you now to set your intention and your focus on whatever question it is that you might have. Let's go ahead and shuffle the cards and see what the universe has to say. How's that for synchronicity? We've got the sun, and I'm wearing the sun. So there we go. So this is basically a yes. If you're looking for a yes, no, this is a yes. There are some things that come through with the sun, and that's basically, it's important to embody whatever it is that you want to see happen next. The sun is usually a very joyful card. We would see a little baby riding in on a horse, and it's a card that shows renewal. So for those of you that have been through this period of change, loss, or metamorphosis, the sun is like a little child coming through saying, all right, let's have some fun now, let's do this. The sun is also the source of all life and light that we know here on this planet. So it's reminding you that you are your own light source. You are your own energy source. We see it here in the Queen of Wands. Lots of cool symbols here because I've got the sun. She's carrying the sunflower. And here's the sun as well. And the other thing here is being able to see through any sort of darkness or cloudiness around you and project out positivity. This is a charisma card too. So the reason the sun is so powerful or so effective is because of it's just fun to be around. And I'm sure we even used the phrase, they came into the room and lit up the room, right? Or your smile lights up the room, or things like that. So you can be that light this week with your joy, enthusiasm, positivity, et cetera, et cetera. Good salespeople have this sort of energy as well. They just get you into the moment. So don't underestimate your power this week, okay? Super magical reading. We're going to have two upcoming collectives. One this Sunday, and Halloween's a Tuesday, right? Let me double check here. Yeah, it's Tuesday the 31st. So I usually do something really special and Halloween themed. So we'll do that as well. Let me take a drink and we'll wrap up. So again, thanks for the patience this week. I just had some family in town and had to adjust my schedule, and I appreciate that. All right, so before we get into thanking folks that gave back today, just a couple quick notes. If you haven't hit the like or subscribe, please do so. Free, optional, but very helpful and a great way to give back that requires a single click. So thanks. If you want to also get some notifications on social media so you don't miss out, because I know Google and YouTube don't always push it through to the phone, you can follow me on whichever network you see below that you would like to. It's always Nicholas Ashbaugh. There are a lot of imposters out there, so make sure you're looking at the spelling of my name. And a good way to make sure that you're not getting fooled is if someone's DMing you, it's not me. If someone's asking for something, it's not me. If they're trying to get your money, it's not me. You can support me, and it's always optionally. I'm not going to direct message you. If you want to help out, we've seen a lot of support here. You can do it through super stickers, super chat, memberships, and just by being present here. So thank you for all of that. If you ever need clarification of my official platforms, etc., you can go to my website and also the main channel page here on YouTube. Now I would like to say thanks, a big emphatic thanks to everybody. So just being a part of this live stream means the world to me. So if you were just sitting here in your living room watching me on a TV, drinking coffee and chilling out, thank you. If you went that extra level of subscribing or becoming a member, infinite thanks here. And in fact, I'm going to take a couple moments to welcome the newest members and then also thank those that gave back with super stickers, etc. I think I found a new way to also, let me see if I can filter it over here. I discovered this. So I'm going to try right now. Let's see. Fan funding. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to try it here and make sure that I catch everyone. So I think I can do it all at once. So, well, we'll mix and match here because they kind of put it all together here and I like to do it separately. So I'm going to start off first with the newest members and then I can see who gave it because I found a new way to do it. So welcome to these newest members here. It looks like we have Selen. Is that Selen Uston? Thank you so much. Or Celine. We have Trisha, Paradoxal Debacle, Valerie, B. Deidre, Kufi, Aqualian, Soul Galaxy, Catherine, Zanib, Elizabeth, good to have you back, Naomi, Sarika, Ellen, Buff, Sylvia, Lizzie, B. Rabbit, Deja Vu, Moon Goddess, Paris, Seek, Alicia, Joan, Shelby, Queen Mufasa, and I think that's everyone from today. And I think I found a new way to see who gave back with those memberships. So Colette, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Cynthia, thanks for gifting 1. Raven, thank you for gifting 1. Let's see. Sophie, amazing. Thank you for gifting 10. That was super generous. Muggle 1983, thanks for gifting 5. So yeah, I finally found a way to see who gifted everything. And now just a couple quick thanks for all of the super chats and super stickers, and then we'll wrap up for today. All right, so super stickers and super chat. Thank you to Tracy, The Hoff, Elaine, let's see, Nahil, Lucy, Kathy, Leonie, Journey, and Janet. And apologies for any mispronunciations. It's small print, and I'm trying to read it pretty fast here. I think I caught everybody. I just want to say I appreciate your time and energy. I look forward to next week. I always love our Halloween collective. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I haven't yet decided exactly what the topic will be. Sometimes it is just connecting with those who have passed. Sometimes it is looking at that liminal space of possibilities. Maybe it'll be a little mix of the both. I'll probably put a post up on the community tab to get some insights this week. But in the meantime, thank you to Dakota for your help today in moderating. Thanks to everybody for showing up. And let's pull Apollo up for a second here to close out today's reading. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to walk this little resplendent guy who's freshly groomed, wishing you guys all the best now and always. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. And I appreciate your time and your energy. Bye-bye. Thanks, buddy. Bye, everyone.